Hello, how's everybody doing? I wasn't gonna do a video on dance without music. I burned my lip. I did it a lot with this coffee because I stopped making coffee because I wanted to save money. And I stopped making my coffee. And when I drink coffee now, because my coffee's never hot, so when I drink coffee, buy coffee, it's hot. And I did it before and I did it again, and it burns my lip because I never drink anything like hot, you know. I have a thermos, but I drink it, regular temperature. It's not hot to where it's burning. So I promised myself I would never do it again, and I did it again, but it wasn't as bad. Last time it was Starbucks, that was really hot. This time it was 7-Eleven, it wasn't that hot. But I'm going to start making my coffee again. I was doing all these things to not make coffee. I know doesn't have, but this is the good old days when I used to do the dance without music videos. But anyway, that's beside the point. Now, this is a video I wanted to tell you about. I'm sorry. I haven't did a dance without music in so long, but I'm able to do it. Okay, I'm sorry for the intro. I haven't seen you all in so long and had a beautiful conversation with my YouTube friends. So I just want to tell you some things about myself, I guess, I moved. I don't know if I'll move again, but anyway, I don't want to talk about moving. But anyway, we really have to get into dance without music. I didn't want to do a dance without music one because I'm very busy, and I said it on one of my updates. I didn't want to upload that video because I didn't think I looked good, but I did it anyway because it's very important, and we're in the 6th year of Dance Without Music. So I'm really excited. That's why I'm jittery and I don't know how to start. But anyway, I wasn't going to do any video, and everything is pushing me because it's like I still have a lot of time. I mean, not that much time, but before I go to bed. And I didn't think that we're going to have enough time to do the video, but I do. And I hope this one turns out very good. But I'm really excited and jittery because this is my first dance without music in a long, long time. And it's very important. But a lot of things changed. And it has progressed. And the other one, the reason why I had to put it up, because it was like, it showed about tennis, okay? Usually when I do something that's new and I want to know if it works, I usually use the arts, some kind of art, sport or whatever, and I put the energy that I'm learning, the present energy that I'm learning. I'd use energy, but I don't like to use that one. The present things that I'm learning, and I face them up against an art. It could be drawing, it could be singing, it could be anything. But if I compare it or I use my knowledge that I'm working on one of the arts or sports or whatever I call it. Sport is art also. And it works, that means it's perfect. It's going in a good direction. So my dance without music, because we're really far advanced, and this is 6 years, but to get to the 6 years, you have to go to the other videos. You don't know how long it's going to be. But just hold in and stick in there and do it. But, I don't like to go off, but if you, now I lost my train of thought. Okay, so anyway, I'm going to catch it, but anyway, we're going to talk about, okay, so we were talking about if you face it up against something, and I face it up against tennis, okay, and it works. It works very well. It's just like, it's right on it, which leads me, I knew I was going in the right direction, but like I said, in order to communicate it with other people, I have to do something like that. I can't just say this thing is right, but if I say, oh, I'm playing tennis and it's going along with tennis, the things that we do in tennis, then you'll understand. You go, oh, this guy really is know what he's talking about. Because a lot of people do a lot of crazy things, and this one is crazy, but it's good. Because there's so many things that you can do, but it has to be something that other people can do. It has to benefit you in your life. But I'm also talking to, of course, my friends who stuck with me these 6 years with the Dance Without Music. And I always think it's just one person who really got it down pat. Maybe one. I don't think more than 5 people can get this thing down, and would listen to all the crazy things I talk about. But I'm sure there's people out there. But the thing about it is it's going in the right direction, and it's on it, okay? So, we're on, what is that? We're on precision. We're still on precision. But if you see my other videos, we talk about a catapult, and it's catapulted. Now, when you get to the stage of the former Dance Without Music Precision, if you get to the former ones that I just did, you'll make it to this stage, because there's a time, and you know it by listening to all the videos on Dance Without Music. You know that I give you all the information, and you have to set up this information. And I tell you everything that happens in the information, because I do catapult. And each time I've catapulted, there's a space, and then I come back and I tell you, okay, now this is what it is, okay? But you'll be able to catapult with me. But the thing about it is that you may take a little bit of time, but then if you know all the videos, and these things are going on for years and years, it's not going to get old, okay? So if you're following the last precision, okay, and I stop, okay, like I just did, okay, you know you have to continue to understand those things, and it's going to come to you, okay, because you know the language, you know how I did things, you know how I do things, and you're going to be like on this scale, because we're on the realm or whatever we were talking about, we're on this scale. And now I'm here because I'm still in precision. Precision's really hard. We haven't been off precision for a long time. Maybe it took a year, I think, so far. So anyway, I'm here, and I was here with you. I stopped, okay? And then I came here, up here, okay? But you can keep going here, okay? But you're going to see how you can catapult up here. So maybe it might be here that you're here, okay? I catapulted here, okay? And you're going to go on, maybe when you get like right here, then you can say, oh, he catapulted here, I see. Or maybe you might have to, because you can keep going on this level because you know the situations, you know how everything goes, because you did all the other former tapes. So you're here, and I stopped, and you stayed here. But I was here too, but only I know how it goes. And I was this position, and then I catapulted because I know how to do it, and you'll be able to know how to do it too. It's the same thing as what I'm doing in tennis, okay? Because easier. It's easier, okay? So what I'm saying is I kept doing the same thing. In tennis, I started from the beginning, okay? And I kept doing the same thing, but I structured it, you know what I mean, like I do in Dance Without Music. And then I look for a way to catapult. And then you catapult, I hope I'm pronouncing it right. And I'm at this level, and I catapult, okay? Because I can stay at this level, but then I see a way up and I go here, okay? And here it knows all of this, okay? So if you keep going, you can keep going, keep going. You can go here, but I stopped here, okay? And when you catapult, you go up here. That means that you know the whole level. Once you get here, you don't need anything here because you're in a different realm. But those of you who follow, you'll see. Maybe it'll be 10 years from now or whatever, but these tapes are not going to get old. Hopefully, I mean, it's up to YouTube. I mean, I don't control everything. I'm just happy they have this. And I had the word for this medium or whatever. You know, I thank God for that. You know, you're getting it free. I'm not getting anything. And I even stopped about thinking about getting all these subscribers. I don't care about that. I have 3 jobs now. I'm already supporting myself. And I'm just doing it because, you know, I guess you're supposed to. When you learn something, I mean, you can't be the only person who does it, but it's very successful. So now I'm going to show you my catapult. I mean, where I'm at now. Now it's at the point, like I said before, this is the 6th year. And now I don't think there's anything I can do to describe it. But those of you who have followed along, even if you're not at the stage, if you just know the language and the things that I talk about, then you know what I'm talking about. And you know when you'll get there. But you can understand everything because you followed along everything. I don't have to say all those things to you. So now we're talked about the function, okay? And I'm just looking at the time. It's good time. I can't believe the timing is so great. So we're going to talk about functions. And now, as far as the functions, we're inside, now we're inside the function. And when I was thinking about today, I wanted to do a dance for this this stage that I'm at and dance off music, and because I can do it, and it's called the secretary dance and dance without music, and hopefully I'll be able to do it. Usually I put it up, all the videos up, no matter what, and I hope I put this one up, but I just hope everything works out. So now we're talking about the function. Remember everything I told you in the function. And I told you this thing, to get to this point, maybe it'll take you 10 years, maybe it'll take you 20 years, but you have to do it. It's just, once you're in, you'll make it to the 20 years. Most likely you'll make it to the 20 years. If you're in, and I talked about being in, it's like a knowledge. It's like when you want to do something and you look and you look and you go, I can do that. You just know you can do it because you looked at it and you know you can do it. It's like, okay, say you never seen a ping pong ball before, you never seen a ping pong table, and all of a sudden you see these people playing and you look, and then all of a sudden you just say, I can do that. You know what I mean? I know I can do it. I know it's going to take a while, but I know I can do it. You know? So it's like that as far as getting in. It may take a long time, but you need the time because there's so much information. It can't even be put in a book. Thank God they have the YouTube. So now I'm going to try and do whatever I did. Remember, now this time we're in the function. We're inside the function, inside the mind. Your function is in your mind, and it's in your mind, inside the function. And I use this term because when I was taking algebra in pre-calc, I think it was, nobody knows what's inside the function, okay? And they have these like weird things. I mean, I know it's in algebra. You have to do this and you have to do this. And then there's this part where you have to like come up with something. You don't know how you come up with it, but you just come up with it. I know because I took algebra like 8 times or 10 times. And then there was a point to where I got it. You know what I mean? But I was always interested inside the function, because there's this point where you just understand and you switch all these things and then you come up with the answer. But I wanted to know what was inside the function. So now, and also all the terms, like I said, is used, every term I use, even algebraic or whatever, everything is for Dance Without Music and is for Dance Without Music. So anybody can't say anything. The only thing you can say is, the only thing I'm saying is, this is for Dance Without Music. So if somebody asks me a question, well, this is not this way, this is not this way, I would say, well, it is this way in Dance Without Music. I know exactly what I'm talking about. I'm the perfectionist in this Dance Without Music, and we call it a realm. So now I'm inside the function. Before, the function did all these things that I told you about in the former videos. Now this one is inside the function, okay? I don't know if I told you scales before, but you have to think about everything. A lot of it is just reasoning and figuring out what's going on, because I told you everything. So now you're gonna see I'm putting everything together, even the things like that have to do with the radicals and everything. And I'm not going to say so much because it's up to you who have stuck with this and know all the other videos. Yes, all of them. You have to know all of them. You get a lot of benefits from this, but you have to know pretty much everything. And that's what I have to say, okay? So now we're in the function now. And I told you I put together a dance and I hope it works out. And it's called The Secretary. But there's one thing I wanted to say, because we're in the function. Remember, we used to have the 1, 2, 3, but now inside the function, we're inside the function, okay? When you see what I'm doing now, I'm inside the function, whatever I do. So, I'm not going to say radicals because we're in a different kind of thing now. Remember, we were here and now we're up here. I mean, as far as a level, okay? And it's still in precision though. So, if this is the function, okay, so that means that the function's here. And the function, like if I go like this, and I go like this, the function is moving, okay? That's the function, okay? Okay? So now, you have to just hold tight, and here we go, okay? I'm going to do a scale, but, and remember scale, or I do review that one a little bit, because remember this, okay? And that's the scale. But this one right here is in, when I do this one is in a radical, okay? A radical means that you are using the function to do the radical. But now we're in the function, so that means when I do a step, the function is doing a step for itself. The function's not doing a step to do that space. You remember that? And you remember like when we turn like this, okay? And then it moves from here to there, okay? You should remember that. Because now I will go this way, and this way, and this way, and this way. And if I turn again, I'm in another space, and I will go this way, okay? And this way. And then if I turn again, I will go this way, okay? So now, but now we're in a function, so it's going to move differently, so it's a different level. So I'm going to do the secretary dance and see how it works out. And this is inside the function. I can't, then after that, I think I can explain, then I can start doing a class with the level I'm at. But I want to show you, this time I have to show you first, because before I used to explain it and then do it. But now everything's changed because we're like up here. So now I'm going to do it, and then in another class I have to do something else. I don't know exactly what it is. So here we go. This is called the secretary. Okay? I hope everything works out. Okay. Okay? Okay, let me get here, because it's the function. Okay. That's it. Okay. So he did. That was the secretary. And the reason why I did the turns in the other one, but I didn't really lose myself. And that was bearings. It's also called bearings. It's the secretary, but it's called the dance, the secretary, but it's bearings, okay? Like the movements I made, and I'll explain that later in another video. But it worked. But remember, if you remember when I did the other one, when I first started doing this, and how I would get lost, okay? And I couldn't do it, okay? But this time I didn't get lost or anything because I'm inside the function. Now I'm not, okay? But I did that movement inside the function. But there's one thing I can tell you now. Now I'm not doing the function. I'm going back down to where we were before. And this is the radical. And now I'm doing the radical. See if you can see the difference, okay? Okay. Now with this one, you really have to see like the retrocé, okay? Remember the retrocé, okay? And this one is going back in the radical, and this is the home plate, okay? In each radical, there's a home plate. And then when you turn, remember you're going over here. In this one, you have to walk this way, okay? Now here, I'm not in the function. You can tell by the way I'm moving and everything, okay? And that's a scale if I do each one, but I explained that before. But anyway, I was happy that the secretary worked out. I did a little bit of the next lesson that I was going to tell you about. And there's one point in the function, okay, when you're in the function now, you have to see where the function is, okay? You don't have to worry about the steps. Like on the radical, you worry about the steps, okay? That's the radical. In the function, you worry about where the function is, okay? So, whereas you would see, okay, this one was called the story. Oh, sorry. This is a term, okay, that we use. For new people, we use all these terms, from here on here is heaven. We call it heaven. This is the story, and then we have, this is called, I had to come up with terms, things that Americans know. In all different kinds of things that you learn, like yoga and everything, you always have these terms. This is, I'm almost sure, it's the first thing that an American has come up with, like yoga, ballet, or something like that. You know what I mean? Yeah, America has done a lot of other things, but I'm talking about things that people use. Karate, okay? So this is in the genre, like karate, kung fu, ballet, yoga, okay? So I have to use certain terms, and because we don't use body terms, the reason why I don't use body terms is because I don't want it to conflict with a professional who knows the body. Oh, that doesn't do that work, that doesn't do that way. But I do know I'm a professional. I can say professional, or not professional, a master at what I'm doing with Dance Without Music. So anything like where the feet would be, this is just to help some people who just came in. It's called the retrocé. No, the retrocé, and below, from the retrocé down, there's things that it's called, okay, like these are tools. But from here on in, I call it heaven, because it's everything that you need as a human being. It's like your heaven. And I always believe that heaven means your head. I always believe that, okay? I mean, you know, apart from anything as far as biblical or anything, doesn't have anything to do with biblical or anything like that. It's just a term that I came up with, and all my terms are American terms. I mean, terms that is easy for Americans to catch on, because I need all these terms. So that's why I say from here to here, I call it heaven. Everything has to have a different term because it's Dance Without Music. I don't conflict. If I say head, then I'm conflicting, because I'm talking about the head, and then there's people who know about the neck, the eyes, the everything, but I won't conflict with them because I'm using different terms. So before, we were worried about, you know, the radicals, and we actually moved the function moved the form, and this is the structure, and body is, in place of body I say structure. So like I said, I don't use any body terms, okay? So, and I can't keep going into that because we're in the 60th year. So now, like if I move like this, now this is the function making the movements. Now the movement is coming from inside the function, okay? And it would move like this. Okay, so you see the difference. So in the dance, if you notice, you would see the function moving. Once you get there, you see what I'm talking about. So that means I don't have to show you my feet and what's going on with my feet as far as the function is concerned, because the function is like taking over everything. Oh, okay, now, so anyway, I hope you enjoyed that one. Now, I didn't think I was ever going to be able to do another video on Dance Without Music for a long time, but I guess we did. It's taken a long time, and I'm glad to be back. Oh yeah, there was another thing I couldn't do, but the reason why I know it's right too, because I remember, like, I did the function and I finished that secretary dance. I may not have been able to do it. There was sometimes when we first got into radicals and I wanted to fulfill a radical and I couldn't do it. So now we know that everything is going in the right direction. So hang in there. But for people who are new, this is the 6th year. And the 6th year, to get to this point, I've been doing this, like I said, I've been doing this ever since I was a kid. I mean, like, I put these things together. It's taken so long. I mean, I went through 6 years, but to get to this point, it would take a long time. You just have to go through the videos. That's 6 years of videos, okay? And catapult, that means I went to one stage and I went up, and then I go up, and then I go up, like that. You need that. So now we're inside the function. Remember that. We're in precision, and we're inside the function. Another thing I couldn't do was this. In your other videos, you remember when I said that there was okay, this is another term. This is the quadrant, okay? Remember, this is the right or the natural quadrant, and I couldn't go like this. I'm actually, balancing here. And then I knew that there was a difference on this one. There's so much information. But I couldn't go like this, but now I can. Another thing too is the function, because I'm inside the function. Now I'm lifting this and I'm inside the function, okay? If you know these videos very well, you remember when I couldn't do this, okay? But now I'm inside the function doing it. It's one video shows you that you balance on balance on balance, okay? So I'm not just balancing, I'm balancing on balancing on balancing on balancing. There's a video about that. Now, this one is still different. I still haven't figured it out, but now I can at least go like this, okay? But it's still totally different, okay? It's just totally different. It's almost as if, and I'm going to figure it out, most likely. I don't say 100%. I like to see. So, like, I'm doing it. Before, I couldn't do this. I couldn't even do this. But the problem that I'm having is that this quadrant, and this is the other quadrant, is totally different, okay, than this quadrant. And that's why we call it something different. But there's a total different balancing on balancing on balancing, okay, on this one, okay? But I remember when I couldn't do this, and now I can take it. And now I have no problem with this one, because now I'm not like, okay, like I'm doing this, okay? But it's like thinking, it's like balancing everything. It's just everything. So anyway, we're going to break all those things down. I just wanted to show you that we're going in the right direction. And I guess we're back with Dance Without Music. Maybe, okay? Okay, so maybe another tape is coming soon. But thank you very much, and I hope the dance works out, because if it does, if it looks good, I'm going to put it on a short. Thank you very much, and thanks for coming back. Bye-bye. Dance Without Music, 6th year.